Paris, 1789. The air is thick with hunger, anger, and the smell of revolution. In the shadow of a golden palace, ordinary people are starving, while their king dines on delicacies imported from across the world. This is the story of how one nation's fury reshaped the entire course of human history. This is the French Revolution.
By the late 1780s, France was a country teetering on the edge of collapse. King Louis XVI sat on a throne inherited from centuries of absolute monarchy, believing his power came from God himself. But behind the glittering halls of Versailles, the nation was bankrupt. Decades of war, including France's costly support of the American Revolution, had drained the treasury dry. While the royal family and the aristocracy lived in extraordinary luxury, the vast majority of French citizens, the so-called Third Estate, were crushed under brutal taxation. Bread, the staple of every poor family's diet, had become almost unaffordable. Farmers lost their harvests to bad weather. City workers couldn't feed their children. Meanwhile, the nobility and clergy paid almost nothing in taxes at all. In the system called the Estates General, the rigid hierarchy where the clergy, the nobility, and everyone else were divided into three unequal classes, the Third Estate, representing over 95% of the population, had almost no political power. Resentment was boiling. All it needed was a spark.
That spark came on July 14th, 1789. In the heart of Paris, a furious crowd, armed with pitchforks, stolen muskets, and raw desperation, marched towards the Bastille, a towering fortress prison that stood as a symbol of royal tyranny. After hours of chaotic fighting, the Bastille fell. Its capture wasn't just a military victory, it was a psychological earthquake. For the first time, the people of France realized something extraordinary. The king's power could be broken. News of the Bastille's fall spread like wildfire across the country. Peasants rose up against their landlords. Cities erupted in protest. Within weeks, the National Assembly, a new revolutionary government formed by the Third Estate, abolished feudal privileges entirely. Then came a document that would echo through history, the Declaration of the Rights of Man and of the Citizen, proclaiming liberty, equality, and fraternity as the new foundation of French society. As revolutionary fervor grew, King Louis XVI and Queen Marie Antoinette became prisoners in their own country. In 1791, desperate to escape, they attempted to flee France in disguise. They were caught near the border, dragged back to Paris in humiliation, and from that moment, their fate was sealed. The monarchy that had ruled France for nearly 1,000 years was formally abolished in 1792. France became a republic. A year later, Louis XVI was led to the guillotine, a chilling new machine designed for quick, humane execution. Before a massive crowd, the king who once ruled by divine right was beheaded like a common criminal. 9 months later, Marie Antoinette met the same fate.